Hello everybody, my name is Prashant Singh and I am a senior software engineer QA. I'm working for Litera in Ahmedabad. My topic today will take you into the world of automation with a tool that has been a new entry into the market but has managed to turn heads around by being extraordinary and extremely easy in its approach. I personally believe that it has managed to work on the limitations that came with other automation testing tools that are available in the market, including Selenium. You can run both your UI and API test cases from one single suite, and that's one of the advantages of using Playwright. If you are aware about Puppeteer, it is created by the same team. It is developed by Microsoft. One of the biggest feature of using Playwright is that it allows parallel testing, which comes inbred to it. With a single click, you can run your test cases in 3 browsers simultaneously, namely Chromium, WebKit, and Firefox. It is also evergreen, capable, and reliable. The first release happened in around 2020, so it's still kind of new as compared to other testing tools that are already there. Installation of Playwright is pretty simple. Unlike other testing tools, you just need to have Node.js and the ID that you're using. And that's it. You just go to your marketplace and just try to install Playwright test for VS Code. This what it will do, it will enable all those Playwright commands that is supposed to work with your ID. So just gonna go to the command palette and type install Playwright. Here you can select the number of browsers you want. Default is 3. So as you can see, this command will auto execute. It will ask you to install this package. Just type yes and press enter. As you can see, the package.json will automatically get created. It will add all those packages that are needed to install Playwright, and that's it. It will create a playwright.config.file. It will also create a package.json, lock.json, gitignore. As you can see, everything inside, node modules, etc., which are not required, is already git ignored. This is the example spec file, which will have all your tests. So this is around 25 tests, and they give this as a default to you. This is the node module file, which you can delete n number of times and install by npm install. The directory structure here is pretty simple. If you have worked on Mocha and Jest, it's very similar to that. You got your hooks before each, after each. There are describe suites which has n number of tests in it. That's how you can write your tests. And in order to run your tests, you just need to type npx playwright test, and that's it. Press enter. What it will do, it will run all those tests in the default 3 browsers, and this is being run, as you can see, it is being run in the background. It's being run on a headless browser. So I'll just quickly let it run. As you can see, the browser that it is being run on is being mentioned, and the test case name along with the location is being run. Yes, so as you can see, these many have passed. You can check the report by just typing npx playwright show report, and it will display the report in your browser. As you can see, there are little filters at the top to check based on the past failed flaky ones or those that were skipped. There's also a search bar where you can just type, like if you want to search for a particular test case, you can just type it there. You can also type Firefox, Chromium, or WebKit in order to just show the results for those. If you drill down into it, you will see that there are other info that related to the test, that you can see how much time was taken in order to run the test, what part of the code was run, etc. can be viewed. If you want to stop running this, serving this HTML report, you can just type Ctrl+C and it will quit. And if you navigate to the browser and just reload it, you will notice that it has stopped serving it on the local host. But if you want to come back to it, you can always come back using Playwright report folder, where index.html is a file, is the report file. And if you try to open it, open this in the browser, it will once again show you the report. Of course, this if you reload this n number of times, it won't be a problem. It will keep on serving here. You are running it in a headless browser and you want to run it in a headed browser. The command to do that is -- headed. Now if you will just run your test case, what it will do, it will run everything on the browser. As you can see now that your tests are being run in different browsers. Parallelly, it will start to run it on Chromium and then WebKit. So these tests keep on running on all these 3 browsers, or the browsers that you have configured. Now if you want to run it only in one browser, you can use the command of project is equal to, and you can specify the browser name. If I wanted to run it on Chromium, I am just typing Chromium and it will run on just Chromium. As you can see, it is fast. Let's check the reports. In the reports also, you can see it has just run on Chromium. Coming to the cool features of Playwright here, if you navigate to the plugin that you had installed, you will get another Explorer kind of thing here with plenty of options. You can run your tests from here as well. If I click on run here, as you can see on the folder itself, all the test cases are inside are being run. Similarly, you can run and debug using this. So you can, whenever you want to debug your code, you can use this. Just stopping here. The third option is if you want to directly go to a test, you can use it. So if, let's say I want to navigate to this item, I'll just click on this third option. Another cool feature that I want to talk about is record playwright test. It is very similar to that one of Selenium IDE. With Selenium IDE, you need to navigate into a lot of things. Here things are a little more simpler. For example, when you click on this record button, it will start recording your activities on screen and it will open a new browser context. So now that if I want to type, let's say google.com, what it will do, it will, as you can see in the background, it has recorded the step and it has written what the exact command that will take me to the Google. Now if I type something else here, let's say software testing, press enter, as you can see in the background, every step is being recorded. So each and every step has gotten recorded in the background, and what it has done, it has also created another spec file. If you navigate to the Explorer, you will see another spec file has been created, and this is so easy to create a new test case. Now that if I want to run this spec file, all I can do is just type the command. It will run on the browser, and this in the exact sequence in which it was recorded, it will be used. The same thing can be used using npx playwright code generator. It is code gen command, and you can specify the browser that you want to open, and it will directly navigate to that browser. So for example, I am opening google.com. What it will also do is show you this playwright inspector. Now whatever actions you perform on the browser will get recorded in the playwright inspector itself. For example, I'm typing software testing here, and you can see that it has been recorded here. Now the cool feature of this playwright inspector is that you can directly change the language by simply using this drop down. You've got your Java, JavaScript, Python, Python async, PyTest, and C# inside. So with one click of a button, you can change the language and have it your way. In Selenium, you have noticed that we need separate wait commands. So we've got our implicit, explicit, fluent wait. In here, wait is actually inbuilt. If you navigate to playwright config.ts, you will see the configuration where the timeout is kept. In the expect section, you will see what's the maximum time I should expect for a condition to be met. If you just update this timeout from here itself, for example, I change it to 10,000. Now it will wait for 10 seconds and then move on to another thing. So configuration can be done from here. Other configuration can also be achieved using this. You can have your multiple browsers from this. You can have mobile testing, which is basically Android support as of now. The last thing that I want to talk about is trace. So if you go to your Playwright config, you've got this trace. You can just turn it on. And now if you run any of your test cases, it will, even if it passes or fails, it will turn on the trace viewer. Trace viewer is nothing but a GUI tool that helps to explore recorded Playwright traces. There is another way to run any of the test cases that you want to run by using grep. So I've just added -g command and provided the name of the test case that you want to run. Now that the test case has run, you will notice that a test results folder has been created. You can just change this name to be precise. Let me just rename this quickly. Now in order to run this, you just need to provide the command npx playwright show trace and provide the folder where this trace.zip file is located. Trace.zip file gets created every time because we mentioned it in the config section. When you press enter, the GUI tool that I was talking about will open. Now, as you can see on the left side, all the actions that you took was recorded. And at the top, you can see there is a timeline based on milliseconds. So if you click on any of those, the snapshot that was taken at that particular time will be shown. On the right side, you also got your call, console, network, and source options. So source will basically the source code that was run, and it will be highlighted. The network tab will help you in a similar fashion that console network tab does. So you can check what was the status that was returned and what was the payload and what was the output, etc. In the center, you will notice that there is an action before and after section. Each time the snapshot got recorded, how it was before and after that action got performed, and then after screenshot was taken as well. It's pretty useful in terms of debugging. So if you remembered in Selenium, if you wanted to take screenshots, we used to make use of method get screenshot as of an interface, take screenshot. There were 2 to 3 steps every time you wanted to create something from there. Now here just you can take screenshots of individual element. You can take screenshots of full page, and you also get an option to put screenshots in a buffer. You can specify the image format, whether you want a JPEG or PNG, the quality that you want, and even if you want a specific area, you can select that. Playwright also gives you an option to video record using browser context, where you can provide directory and size, etc. While in Selenium, there was no video recording, as we know. Except you have to use a third-party software like BrowserStack in order to do that. If you are dealing with multiple frames in Playwright, it is pretty simple using browser context. In Selenium, you needed to switch between tabs using driver.switch to handles, etc. The handling of pop-ups is pretty simple in Playwright. You get inbuilt API support. There is no need to install separate packages for that, and which is another cool feature of Playwright. Playwright comes with some limitations as well. The first one being that it does not support real devices, only emulators. Mobile testing is possible here, but only to a certain extent. As of now, they're providing experimental support for Android automation, but they are still working on many things. It's a ever-growing community, so I'm hopeful that it will be out there soon. To conclude, what I have shown you is only 5% of what Playwright can do. It can do so much more. You need to explore more in order to learn what Playwright is all about. I would recommend you give it a shot and see for yourself how it solves all the limitations of other automation tools out there. It is fairly young, yes, that is true, but given some time, I'm pretty sure it can overcome all the limitations that it has been facing so far. Thank you for attending this presentation. I hope you like it. Thank you.